I see way too many people overlooking. And well, your tires may be more important than you actually think because they are in fact what is in contact with the ground while you're riding. So in today's video, I'm going to be helping you guys out and teaching you guys how to set up your tire pressure for any trail. So when starting out getting your tire pressure dialed in, one thing that you need to remember is what tire you're actually running, because this is going to affect how much or how little PSI you're going to have to put in. So let's say on one end of the spectrum you're running a cross-country tire with a very thin casing. I would like to start out with around 24 PSI and go up from there, because that tire just does not have very much protection from pinch flats, so you're going to need a little bit more PSI to prevent the tire from flatting. Let's say on the other end of the spectrum you have a downhill casing tire with a very aggressive tread pattern and just thick rubber. Then you're going to want to use a little bit less PSI because you just don't need as much, because that tire has a lot more resistance to pinch flats. So now the next thing that we need to talk about is whether or not you're tubeless, because in my experience, tubeless tires can run between, let's say, 2 to 5 PSI lower than tube tires can. So for example, let's say you had a tube tire up front that had a thick casing. I would start at least a minimum of 25 PSI to prevent it from pinch flatting, because those tube tires just are way more prone to pinch flatting. Now on the other hand, let's say you're running a tubeless tire also with thick casing. I would say you can start out at around 20 to 22 PSI, because that tire is just much more resistant to pinch flatting. So another thing that plays a big role in tire pressure is just how much you weigh. So let's start out by saying you weigh 100 pounds and you're running tubeless tires. I would recommend starting out between 18 and 20 PSI, and then just going up between 1 and 2 PSI for every 10 pounds you grow. So I'm 150 pounds and I like to run about 25 PSI. Let's say somebody's about 200 pounds with tubeless tires. I would say run around 30 PSI or so. And on the other hand, if you're running tube tires, I would just add about 5 PSI to the starting pressure. So let's say if you're 100 pounds, I'll go about 22 to 25 PSI and then just go up from there. So after hearing all these numbers, you might wonder why tire PSI even matters. And the answer to that is grip. So what I want to talk about is two extremes. So starting out, let's say you're out there riding street and you're on very hard concrete. You're going to want to run a little bit of a higher PSI to get grip on that extremely hard surface that you're riding on. And then on the other extreme, let's say you're riding a very dusty flow trail that has very little grip. You're going to want to lower your tire PSI to get purchase on that dirt. And then if you're somewhere in the middle, I would just recommend staying with the PSIs that I was talking about earlier. Thank you guys so much for watching, and also thank you guys so much for 1,000 subscribers. It literally means so much to me. I've been working so hard over the past few years. And if you want to support me, just go ahead and buy some merch. There's the 2 designs we have right there. And just email me, I'll have it right here. And I'll be able to get back to you extremely quickly. And then also follow me on Instagram. I'll put that right there. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Comment down below if you've been enjoying the tutorial Tuesdays. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. Peace.
You should subscribe, or else your chain's gonna break on your next ride.